What is up, everybody? Tuned Up Ty back at it with another fucking video, and today we got a modification we're doing for the F30 today. Right now I'm here with my friend Joni in the background, and we're gonna be adding a change to our side markers here. So these are your regular OEM ones, but we're gonna be changing these into LEDs, which look like this. They're gonna be wiring into our headlight harness from the back, and they should be around the same brightness as your stock angel eyes. So first things first that we did, we had jacked up the car from the front. Be careful on where you're doing it exactly. I have a rear wheel drive. X drives are a little bit different, but we put it up in the center middle point, right up almost above where the oil pan flap is. And then we just put it on jack stands. We removed the wheels pretty easily, and then we removed the wheel fender liner. These have a roughly, I think, around 10 millimeter bolts that you got to use all around. Once you remove those,
they're 8 millimeter.
Yeah, 8 millimeter actually. I apologize.
Like 9 or 10.
These are what they look like. There is going to be one plastic one that you got to remove. You can just use a flathead from the little indentations on the side, and then it should pop right out, and then that's where you will have access to the entire wheel well. This right here is where your headlight harness is at. There's going to be 2 clips on the side which you can use to pull them outwards right there, and then you will have access to your headlight harness.
Sorry.
So this is our front of the background cap.
Oh shit, I can't even do that. you gotta
we'll edit that shit out. But these are the lights again. You're just gonna peel this little backing off, and it comes with, I don't know if yours will, probably, since I'm gonna be linking the same one in the description, but you're just gonna put this little fake 3M tape on it and get this ready to get stuck on to the inner sidewell.
Each light has their own side. You just got to look at the orientation of which one's going to go where. The cable comes with a full red colored wire and then a black and red wire. That's the negative. Full red is positive. All I did here was solder an extension, which this wire is just, as you can tell, is a little bit thicker, so it's a lower gauge wire, and I did that so that when we use the splices here and we throw the wiring in, we're not using or depending on this little thin wiring to hold it all in place. So, and I heat shrinked some tubing around it to hold the connection together. So the quick splices, the way this works is these are made in different sizes. I forgot what gauge this is, but if you see, oh man, I was off the camera the whole time. That's
18 gauge.
It says 18 to 14 gauge. All right, cool. So that's what it is. All right, so if you see here, the wiring just is perfect sizing. It fits right in. So it's probably 18 or 14 gauge. There is a channel in here that flows right through, so it's a straight through channel. That's the one where you're going to run the OEM connection through, or the OEM wire. You're going to set that one through that tunnel essentially. And then the other one, if you can tell on the right side, it's got a little backing plate, so that's where anything that you're going to splice is going to run in through. It hits a dead end, and the reason for that is that you don't want the end of it coming out and then there possibly being a short. All right, so on this connection, we're on the driver's side. According to some diagrams that we looked at, these pins are numbered 1 through 5 and then 6 through 12. Number 5 holds or activates the DRLs, daytime running lights, and that is colored with full gray wire. And pin number 2 is a ground, which is a really thick brown wire. We're a little far, but let's see if we can zoom in on it. Turn a little bit. Oh yeah, block the sunlight, yeah, so they can't see. I'm kidding. So there's 2 brown wires here, but it's the much thicker one. And then the gray one is the essentially the power. So when you turn on the DRLs or the I believe the side markers, but probably it's just the DRLs, which is the angel eyes, that will activate or give power to the side markers. All right, so we're gonna run this through the side of the splice connection that follows through, and then we're gonna run the positive wire in through the other hole, the other channel, till it hits the backing plate. Once there, we're gonna try to hold it all in place. Grab a set of pliers. This piece right here in the middle is what's gonna link or bridge the connection between both wires. So you grab that top and bottom, you just squeeze down. You kind of want it to look like that. You want it to be flush or as in as possible. Don't go further than that, because at that point you'll just there's a good chance you'll just split the actual wires and it'll just break off. Once that's done, give it a little tug to make sure it's not going to come out. Obviously the OEM one won't go anywhere, but right through the side here you can see that that metal piece kind of chopped into the OEM harness or wiring. Once that's done, you can go ahead and slide the cover over. Same deal with the ground. If it gives you a little trouble, just use a set of pliers to squeeze it down. Now this one might not squeeze all the way down just because the ground was a lot thicker. So you can let it be for the moment. What we're looking to do is activate the lights. So now, Tyler's gonna turn on the angel eyes. Are they on?
Right now the angel eyes are off.
They're off. And we've got power, which is weird.
The angel eyes are off.
They're off.
They're off?
Mm-hmm. So we've got power right now. Not too sure why. It's still off.
They're off?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We got the connection on. We got the connection. Oh, we're done. We're so done. All right, let's put it back. Yo. All right, turn it on. Yeah, there you go. You're on. All right. So the we had a little mishap there, but we put the connection in. Don't forget to do that. Put the connection in, and you can tell, or I hope you can tell, everything's on. Tyler's here chilling. So go ahead and turn it off and see what happens. They're still on. They're still powered, yeah.
Alright guys, so we had completed the wiring right now. Right now we installed the black. Fuck you.
Why are you showing a cord?
We installed the black negative from the LEDs into our big brown wire here from the harness,
Which is a ground. That's pin number 2. So this is 1, that's 2, 3, 4, that's just 5 there. And the power went over to pin number 5, which on the wiring side is this full gray wire. unfortunately, we weren't able to find out which of the wires. I don't have a test probe, and I don't want to keep splicing into the wiring, but we couldn't find out which one activates the DRLs. So this seems to be giving it a 24-hour or a constant battery voltage. So, you know, when you get out the car, you lock it. If you have a dash cam or like something connected to the cigarette outlet, it's going to stay powered for about 3 minutes maybe after you lock the car, and then it shuts off on its own after that time. This just did that. We were able to confirm it because he has a what's that? Oh, radar. He has a radar detector that was on at the same time that the lights were on. So we were able to confirm that once the radar detector shut off, these lights also shut off on their own. We're gonna do some more research, again, just so that we don't continue to splice into the wiring, opening it up, and or we're just gonna get a light probe so that we can figure out which one is powering up the DRLs. And until we get that figured out, we're just gonna leave it as is, and he's gonna have pretty much DRLs on the side markers that are not going to be activated by anything other than the battery. So constant power.
Yep. And after that, guys, we're going to start removing the OEM ones. These should be very easy. As you can see, you just push them right in.
It's harder than that, but
you may or may not have leftover residue from the inner side right here, which you can remove with just simple glue gun or any like wipe that you can use. But you want to make sure you get all of that residue taken off first before you install the new one with the new 3M taping onto it, because it won't have a 100% nice seal around to the bumper. So right now we're gonna do the same thing on both sides, and then we're gonna plaster these in. All right, guys, so we had placed back in the the LEDs, and cleaned it off. I used glue gun to try and help, but it was still a little bit like kind of stuck on. But for now, this is pretty good. It fit in nice and tight, no like excess bulging or incorrect fitment, so that's a good thing. So yeah, this is how it looks up close. I don't know if it's focusing or not. Up close you can see the LEDs individually during the daytime, but from far away you can't really tell. And compared to these original cheesy side markers, it looks way better. And let me see if I can get you a comparison once I have the DRLs on.
wait, this has to be clean.
That's what. So this side's already connected. We didn't connect that side, but here how it looks when you have the angel eyes connected. It looks pretty nice. We did have some trial and errors, I'm not gonna lie, but we're still in the process of getting the right configurations for this. But in the meantime, if you're going to wire this, just remember, keep your negative wire from your LED strip going into the big brown ground wire in the wiring harness for the headlights, and then keep your positive going into the silver one, the silver wire for the headlight wiring harness. That should give it power for now until you turn off your car, which it will power it down after like 5 minutes of the car being off. Yeah, like 3 to 5 minutes. But in the meantime, that's pretty good until we find another configuration. The install was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. The hard part or time consuming part was just trying to figure out how to make sure we get the right wiring. But yeah, so right now we're just gonna try and bundle up these wires and then get ready to put the wheel well back in. Right now I'm just folding up the wiring so it's not so much excess and tying it up with a zip tie so it can keep it nice and secure until we have to break it off again. So just keep it like that inside. And boom, pretty good. And right now we're just going to put the wheel well back in. As for right now, remember all your screws that you used. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 9 of them, and then your 10th one is going to be a plastic one, and then that should allow you to place the wheel well back in, and you should be fine then. All right, guys, but I was tuned up Todd back in it with another fucking video. I hope you guys really enjoyed the installation. I believe I am the first YouTuber to complete this video on these LEDs for the side markers, so I apologize if there's any misconceptions or anything, but for now, in this video, this is how they look, and they came out pretty good. Definitely worth the money. I really enjoy this a lot, and it gives a nice touch to it. It doesn't look out of place or anything. But yeah, guys, so if you guys have any questions or anything, please drop it down below. Like and subscribe, please. And I hope you guys have a good time. Peace.